just so we can send this to other volunteers who might not have been able to make it. The session will be about 45 minutes long, and by the end, my goal is that you feel supported with all these objectives, understanding Girl Scouts Hawaii structure, mission, and key staff roles, learning how the membership team supports troop leaders, identifying essential next steps to successfully leading your troop, and just feeling confident and supported as you start your volunteer journey. After this session, this presentation and a resource guide will be sent to GroupMe. If you're not on it, I'll provide a link at the end of the presentation, but you'll be able to revisit that anytime and explore all the helpful links and resources. And that will be a running thing as we continue our program. All the links and resources will be provided at the end. And to make this session more engaging, we will be using Mentimeter. This is a interactive tool that lets you respond to questions and polls in real time. You'll be able to share your thoughts, see live results on the screen instantly, helping us learn and share together. So if you're on a computer, you can use your phone to scan this QR code, or you can join menti.com and use the code 11414925 to be into our Mentimeter. And then if you're already on your phone, you should be able to click the link in the chat to connect directly if Media could provide that. Thank you. All right. And so the code is still here if you need that, but I'll just move on while you guys are connecting. I just wanted to quickly introduce our membership support team, your go-to resource for anything troop related. Our contact information is listed, so please feel free to reach out with any questions anytime. And joining me today is our Kauai Island Manager, Marissa Dennis, who will be going over a couple different areas of troop management a little later in our presentation. Okay, so before we start and we dive in, just one word, what inspired you to become a Girl Scouts volunteer? We're going to start with the word cloud. Type one word into the Mentimeter that inspired you to volunteer. Maybe it's community or daughter or empowerment. Yay! And as words appear, you'll see the heart of our volunteer Ohana come alive. So friendship, yay, and daughters, community. Beautiful. You can put in more if you feel any more. And because when the words are repeated, they'll get bigger. So can just wait a little bit for that. Yay, daughters. Ooh, aw, a lot of people, a lot of moms or dads, parents. Yay. Feel free to keep going. Just beautiful. Look at all those responses. Each one of those are your why. They're your reasons, and each reflect the spirit of aloha that make our volunteers so special and unique in the Girl Scouts program. If you're still connecting to Menti, it's okay. It's kind of new, so we're getting used to it, but this is beautiful. I love to see this. Awesome. Yay. Thanks, guys. Look how beautiful our word cloud is. Okay, there'll be more engagement, so we'll get to it. We'll keep going, but beautiful. All right. The Girl Scouts mission and what we live by every day is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character and make the world a better place. Girl Scouts began in 1912 with Julia Gordon Low and came to Hawaii in 1917 under the sponsorship of Queen Liliuokalani, making her the only monarch in history to have ever sponsored a Girl Scout troop. Her first troops that she sponsored, Troop 1 and Troop 2, are still active today at Kamehameha Schools and Iolani School, and Troop 1 has 30 members. We carry that legacy with aloha and kuleana in everything that we do. For over a century, Girl Scouts of Hawaii has empowered girls through our 4-pillar program: life skills, STEM, outdoors, and entrepreneurship. STEM, encouraging curiosity, problem solving, and innovation. Outdoors builds confidence and connections to the land. Life skills teaches independence, decision-making, and leadership. And through our entrepreneurship cookie program and other projects, girls learn goal setting, money management, and teamwork. And each of the pillars are grounded in community service, our honorary pillar. Our program also grows with the girls, from daisies in kindergarten all the way to ambassadors in their final years of high school. Each level offers new adventures, leadership opportunities, and community service experiences. As volunteers, you are guiding the girls through these stages, helping them grow, explore, and find their voice. And to demonstrate that, here's a little visual of how a volunteer's leadership style will grow along with the girls. So, for example, when girls are daisies, activities revolve around interests, ideas, and needs with heavy volunteer guidance. And when girls are ambassadors, the girls should be fully planning meetings, conducting research, and making reservations with just mere volunteer supervision. And because of that, our council runs on teamwork. It's volunteer-led, and to help support that, we have the World and National Associations, 112 Girl Scout councils, membership coordinators, and recruitment specialists. But our volunteers are at the foundation, truly the heartbeat of our organization. You'll also connect with your service unit, which is your local network and geographical area of troop leaders and volunteers. So they'll help you with events and training and community connections. This is a little visual of the service units on Oahu, and resources and maps for service units on different islands, if you're on a neighboring island, are being currently developed, and then they'll be shared once we fully have completed them. And remember, important, parents are your partners. If you started your troop on your own, here are some different roles available to parents to help out with your troop. Okay, so on to our next Mentimeter engagement. If you guys want to grab your phones again, just a quick check-in. We want to see what is the reason why you chose your volunteer role. Was it to lead girls by example? Good with finances? Fill in a response. You should be able to do a short answer response. I know for me, at least, if I can share a personal story, what drew me to being a statewide volunteer manager was because my mom was my troop leader growing up and throughout my whole Girl Scout experience. And she told me it was really hard, which is what I imagine you all experience, but so worth it to watch me and my sister grow up as strong leaders. So that's a little bit about me. And so sweet being a part of fun experiences, quality time. Super important. I'll give a couple more minutes before we move on if anyone else wants to share. Community service. So sweet. Oh, love. Oh, so nice. I love this generational one with granddaughter, my daughter's leader. Really, really sweet. And thank you so much all for sharing. Feel free to keep populating, but we just appreciate you being here no matter the path that brought you to us. And we're just here as a guide. We want to be a resource. This is really this is for you, this troop. Mother-daughter quality time, super sweet. Core memory is important. Okay, we'll have another engagement, but this was awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, so now let's get into what it means to run a troop. Okay, so each troop functions like a small community. Girls lead, volunteers guide, and everyone grows together. The first thing to remember is that you are not alone. You will always have at least 2 adults at meetings and events. You should. And plenty of support from your service unit and council. Background checks are also there to keep girls safe. Volunteers receive background checks after signing up for a role. The invitation will be sent as an email from our third-party vendor, Sterling Volunteers, so keep an eye out for that if you are still waiting on it. And another thing to note that the invitation also gets sent to your junk mail or spam, so it's important to check there for your invitation. And then lastly, it is really helpful to review the safety activity guidelines before initiating any outside activities. And we're going to be sending that in the resource guide as something, but it's always on our website. And now our Kauai Island manager, Marissa, will explain some information on troop management.
Aloha, everybody. It's nice to have you guys all on board as new volunteers, or hopefully there's a couple of returning volunteers taking advantage of this amazing opportunity our membership team has going on for our council. When you are starting a troop, it's really important that you take advantage of your online training resources and all of the materials on our website to review beforehand. a lot of the troop management is there in a really beautiful cadence for you. I believe we're ready for the next slide though, Kiara. Yeah. So at the beginning of every troop meeting, I'm going to give you a snapshot of what a troop meeting would look like. Um, you're going to want to have an arrival activity, whether that's a coloring page or have the girls sit around in a circle and share something sweet about themselves. That's only about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you'll go into the promise and law, which is placed here. We have troops all over the state who are also practicing their olelo, learning the promise and law in both English and Hawaiian. Um, Once you've done your pledge and promise, you'll do updates and announcements, let the girls know what you're doing for the day and what's to come. It's a really exciting time to get their feedback, to see what they're excited about before they interact with this new badge experience. And it gives you a starting point on how you can engage them more the next troop meeting. Main activity usually only takes about 30 to 45 minutes of your troop meeting, depending on the size and age group of your troop. And like Kiara stated, we do things at a age appropriate level, building those skill sets and those learning experience as they grow in Girl Scouts. So even if you do a computer science badge as a brownie or a junior, by the time you get to cadet, senior, and ambassador, those high school level ages, you could be doing coding or video game design and things in alignment with what girls are excited about today. At the end of a troop meeting, it's always nice to recollect everybody and do a little snack and clean up. Well, clean up and then snack. During snack is a good time to see how the girls liked the activity, what they learned from it, things that they could build upon and do more in the next troop meeting. Then your closing of your troop meeting is always going to be a friendship circle where you share another Girl Scout tradition before you say goodbye until the next meeting. You can always find all of these resources on your volunteer toolkit when you log into your MyGS account. Next slide. There we go. I believe that is all that I have here. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Marissa. Just wanted to make sure you're all good. Thanks for sharing about the troop meetings. Marissa's one of our lifetime amazing, knowledgeable Girl Scouts, and we're so lucky to have her sharing information here tonight. But okay, so moving on to trips and travel. This is such an important key part of Girl Scouts. Adventures are part of what makes Girl Scouts so special. Trips outside of the troop meetings are a key way to experience the Girl Scout program, giving the girls opportunity to explore new places, build independence, and strengthen their bonds through shared adventures. From beach cleanups for these local examples, lo'i work days, or paddling with local groups, there's no shortage of ways to explore and serve our community. Please feel free to choose activities that are best suited to you and your schedule. To remind everyone, visiting a volunteer's place of work, having a close friend lead a workshop can be ways that girls connect to the land, to each other, and to see their kuleana as leaders. This is moldable for what is available for the volunteer. And if you're in a part of an organization and you want to bring that to your Girl Scouts troop, we encourage that. And more on trips and travel will be expanded upon later in this training program. But in order to submit a trips and travel application, if you guys just want to get going already, just visit the Girl Scouts website to get your trip approved by council and you'll be good to go. As well as checking the safety activity checkpoints for which activities are safe, what guidelines and parameters to follow, and what documentation is needed depending on the adventure. Okay, just moving on really quick to uniforms, badges, and patches. Uniforms show girls' growth and pride in being a Girl Scout. Check out our resource guide that we're going to send out for a link on where to buy and a diagram on how to place insignia. Uniforms change with each grade's level progression, as you see here. And then moving on to the badges and patches that make up the uniform. Badges and patches inspire girls to learn, lead, and celebrate achievements with pride. Badges go on the front of the uniform, and earned through activities and skills that they work on, and patches go on the back from events, adventures, and fun experiences. The resource guide will have some links to browse badges for your troop, as well as a little bit later we'll go into the volunteer toolkit. But you'll never be lost on where to lead a girl for a badge and where to purchase badges. Okay, and I know we're moving on a little bit quickly, but we'll have questions at the end. That's why we kind of want to rush through the information, and then we'll be able to go back and follow up with everyone. But just as a fun engagement piece, if you all want to join Mentimeter, also for anyone new that just joined in, we are using an engagement portion of Mentimeter to just have a little bit fun tonight. And you can join if you're on your phone with the link in the chat. We had a link sent in the chat, and if you are on a computer and you're using your phone, you can just log into menti.com and then put in this code. So I see we got a couple of people excited for badges and patches, trips and travel coming in. Super exciting. Which is, ooh, we haven't one for other. I'm curious if you're feeling brave to share tonight or wanting to put that in the chat. I'm curious what the other is, if anyone wants to share that. But this is super interesting information. Really appreciate you guys being here to share this. We'll just leave it open for a little bit. Ooh, badges and patches got a third. I know that for me, when I was a Girl Scout, it was super important to wear my uniform and just feel a lot of pride wearing that and moving on each level. So awesome. All troops, just important to remember also that all areas of a troop are connected and they rely on each other to function. So they all need each other to make a really healthy Girl Scouts troop. So thank you all for sharing. All right. So moving along, let's take a look at your digital toolkit, My GS Volunteer Toolkit and GS Learn. These will be your best friends for managing troop activities and staying organized. I'm serious. All right. And the easiest way possible to explain these very dense, helpful resources is that My GS is your homepage dashboard, troop registration and rosters. It's where you can see all of your information, your personal information, how you can sign up for available roles, manage and renew your troops. You'll probably engage in My Troops the most, but everything is here. It's your homepage hub. And then on that homepage hub is where you'll find the volunteer toolkit. This is a ready to go meeting plan, year planner, badge explorer, uniform explorer. It has almost every resource I can imagine. It is one of the most moldable resources as well. It's so dense that I would encourage you all to go in and take the time to explore what's best suited for your troop. It has so many different badge guides. You can also message your troop by going to this My Troop section and also have a little roster and email them directly. But I really encourage everyone to explore that option. And then My GS also listed on, or My GS, sorry, GS Learn, also listed on the My GS homepage, is going to be your on-demand learning for everything from safety to leadership. So most everyone is required to complete mandatory GS Learn training in order to be initiated fully into their role. However, the content library is vast. If there's something you want to learn in specific, such as a little bit more about finances, a little bit, maybe some hands-on demos on how to navigate volunteer toolkit. If there's something you want to learn, it's probably on there. And you just have to go in, content library. And if that didn't answer your question, we're always here to help you. But I would always check on GS Learn first if you have any technical questions. But okay. Okay, and that's it for today, everyone. Oh, I also wanted to mention that instead of a live demo today, so we're just conscious of everyone's time, you can reference your GS Learn for the demos, and there is this moldable training path for everyone's specific need that can show if you're looking for something specific in the system. I just wanted to mention that really quick. But that's it for today's meeting. I'm just going to go over the key takeaways that we wanted to mention. Like I said, this program is going to be a 5-part series. This was an introduction, and we're going to go deeper into different areas of programs, into cookies, STEM and camping as the weeks follow. And we just wanted to let you know that, remind you that you're a part of something bigger. You don't have to memorize everything. I know it can be overwhelming coming on board in this organization, but we always want you to know that all the resources are there for you, and you can ask for help when you need it through a supportive community. And if you as long as you stay connected through our communication channels. And so our next steps would be to log into my GS if you haven't finished all your GS Learns. That's number one. And then, because the hope is that you're going through the GS Learns or you've already completed them while we're doing this program, in case you have any questions on those. And yeah, go into my GS and explore all the tools we described and join our communication channels, register for our training, Microsoft Next training for our next meeting. I'll be sending that out as an email, but this will be on the resource guide that we'll send out after this presentation for you to register. These are the dates available for life skills. The agenda will be on that Microsoft link for you to just have a little idea of what we're going to be discussing then. If that's something you had a question on, I'd definitely save it for then because we hope to have some of our programs department on there. And then communications and support, make sure to join our cohort of GSH volunteer chat. I know I recognize some names of people on it from the chat, so thank you so much for just being already on it. If you've already joined one of our spaces, Facebook, Instagram, or GroupMe, it'd be cool to just drop a thumbs up in the chat so we can see what we're working with. But you'll also receive local updates through your service unit manager and our statewide council updates newsletter that'll be going out later this week. So there'll be a lot of ways we can stay in communication with each other, but awesome. All right. And so thank you so much for taking the time today. Together, we're helping girls across Hawaii grow into courageous, confident, and compassionate leaders. And I wanted to add this last portion as our last engagement piece for today. I'd love to hear how you're feeling on the Mentimeter link, or just rate your confidence from 1, still learning, to 5, ready to lead. Just remember, you're on your way, and we'll continue to grow and learn together in all areas of Girl Scouts in the following weeks with our next few sessions. The Zoom link will also be the same for each one, so you can always just save this link and hop on whenever your time is. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, remember this PowerPoint it's going to be sent out following this this meeting. So yeah, I'll leave it open if for any questions, or if Marissa or anyone wanted to share it all. But yeah, thank you so much for joining tonight's session. Oops, sorry. And yeah, everyone have a good night if we don't no more questions. Here's some research.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you again, everyone, for taking on this role, for being a key piece in your girls' experience. Girl Scouts are built different. Girl Scouts is for everybody, but the ones that see it through really come out on top. Some of my favorite Girl Scout statistics that we reviewed as council staff over the summer. Over 80% of women who are state representatives were former Girl Scouts. 100% of astronauts are Girl Scouts, including some of the youngest astronauts getting ready to train on the Mars mission, are former Girl Scouts. So if you're ever looking for some extra motivation or why we choose Girl Scouts, I challenge you to go look up some of your female idols, those female celebrities, and you'd be surprised how many out there were a part of this amazing program. And I bet you if you ask them, it's a key reason they are the women that they are today. So thank you guys again so much for being a key piece in helping us sustain this amazing program here on the islands.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Joni Winks from Kauai. I'm hoping that the link for this, for my other leaders, will be each time you send out an email. If you could harvest and put the link in each time, then they don't have much trouble searching for it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, the Zoom link, you mean, right? The link to join this meeting?
Correct. The Zoom links for the future ones.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be the same link, so I'll make sure to just keep including that. But yeah, even if they find an old email, it'll be the same link. So I got you, Joni. We'll make sure to keep that on the communication. All right. Thank you guys so much. If there's no questions, feel free to hop off, but we'll be here for some questions. Thank you guys.
I have a question about the My GS I'm sorry, is that an app?
It's a website. So you go
Oh,
on
website.
the computer. Yeah, so I'll go over
Okay.
here. Yeah, so you'll just type in mygs.com to your computer or phone, and it should just prompt you to a login screen. And there's a GS Learn on this as well if you just want to go into that a little bit deeper and kind of see all the ways you can. But just type in mygs. You'll log in on the screen, the same login you used when you registered. I'm pretty sure there's a prompt if you have forgotten your password to receive it. And then yeah, it'll take you straight to here, this welcome. And then you can navigate all of these different options here, which has volunteer toolkit and the rest. So if you have any
Okay.
questions when you're on it, feel free to just log in or hop onto the oh, thank you, Emma. I'm gonna put it in the chat if you want to.
Yara, I
Oh,
can
thank
share
you.
my screen and do like a quick demo just so they can see what that landing page looks like.
Yeah, if we want to do that, I just wanted to add what that we'll be putting some of the links in the group me as well. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and I think I can.
Oh, you're sharing, so it's not gonna let me.
I know I'm. Do I stop? I think I could just click stop. Okay.
Okay. So let me hit the right buttons. Share. So when you go to mygsgirlscouts.org, this is what your page should look like. This is also the page, you'll recognize it from where you joined initially. But instead of going down, you're going to come to the top right corner to the login button. It's going to be whatever email address you provided. And if you haven't logged in for this first time, check your email. They might have sent you a dummy password. If not, you'll hit forgot password and go through that process, and it'll send it to the email that you signed up with registration. When you log in, this is the main hub that Kiara's been mentioning. You're really going to see yourself. You'll see your granddaughters, daughters there. And then if you were a part of any troops, there would be more information provided here or in this tab as well. But when you're trying to go to GS Learn, it's going to be on the left-hand side, just underneath Volunteer Toolkit. And when you log into GS Learn, this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to have some videos on my GS Learn that are not applicable to volunteers, so don't worry about the content. But you can always search up the top left-hand corner, content library. And you'll see that there are amazing trainings from going through every single Daisy badge petal troop meeting to exploring Girl Scouts of Hawaii, troop finance, new leader orientation, as well as all the different things that Girl Scouts do at each level. So you can really, as she said, it's moldable. You can click and assign these to yourself, favorite them, share them with a friend, or just go immediately into playing the video, which is amazing. So if you're ever having a question or concern or your troop is growing out of daisies, this is the place to look because it'll tell you what each girl does at every stage of their Girl Scout experience. So if there's something that's not in here or something in here that doesn't make sense, that's when you would reach out to your service unit manager, island manager, or the membership team on Oahu, and they'll help navigate some of the problems you might be facing. Does that help everyone who's on watching?
Thank you, Marissa. That was so helpful. I was worried because I wasn't able to share, but yeah, if anyone has questions on that, that'd be great. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I know we ended a little early, just was trying to be conscious of time. But yeah, feel free to hop in if you are facing a difficulty after this, you remember a question you forgot to ask, I would definitely join the group me. Honestly, just ask your question in there. We have a couple of our staff in the group me, and we'll be able to answer the questions as they come up. And yeah, next week, so I'll just share the schedule really quick. This week we'll be doing this training. So we have 3 more sessions of this presentation on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just for anyone who wasn't able to attend tonight. And then we'll switch. We'll go into our first pillar, which is life skills. The training schedule is on the email I sent out this past, I think it was Friday or Thursday. I'm going to send another one, so don't worry. And there'll be signups. You'll be able to get some information and some objectives and key outcomes of what's going to be happening during the meeting. And then just to show you the progression, the following week it's going to switch to some cookie information as we head into cookie season, and then it will follow. Our last one will be on community service, and then we'll just have a week in November that's office hours if you need to come in and check in and ask any questions to us just based on what you learned through that program, especially if you kind of just jumped around and need some fill in the gaps. Totally going to be there for you. And yeah, again, we'll send this presentation. You'll have all of our contact information. And thank you again so much for hopping on, all the people that were here. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording now. And I'm going to end the meeting. If in case anyone doesn't have any more questions, we're all good.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.